Hiya. So while Scott's still here, we thought we'd do a little repot, just to show you a little bit of stuff we sometimes do. This is a collected hawthorn, which I collected from a local farm, not so very far from where I live. And I'll be honest with you, with full permission, the friend is a friend of a friend's, the farmer's a friend of a friend. We got a chance to go down to for a few little trees. It's nearly all hawthorn, there's nothing else. This was collected 2 year, you know, if I spin it round and you see this dead piece what was cut right back, there's little bits of scarring. This is all actually rabbit grazing. They graze round all these little trees. The tree was probably about 3 foot tall when I first found it. It's grown in long grass, so you don't get a lot of bark. And when I dug the trees out, what appears to be a big root ball. And then when you start to pull some of the clear away, this tree had very, very little root. But that was 2 years ago. So the intention today is to put it in another growing container, and to see actually what root we have. So I'll remove the wire. The wire, whenever you collect a tree, you always try to wire a tree into this container to stabilise the tree, because once you've collected a tree, the more it rocks and your new roots are trying to grow, well then if it's rocking with the wind, it just snaps the new root and you don't get any growth. So always tie your tree into a container, especially when collected. Some people, when they collect your hawthorns, they have trouble keeping them alive, and they do what is called the black bag technique. I have used that in the past, just once or twice. Touch wood, luckily. I haven't had much problem with hawthorns living when I collect them. So now we'll see what we've got in here. There could be nothing, to be honest with you. It might be growing on 1 or 2 little skinny roots. But we'll find out. Let's have a look. Like I said, it's been in here 2 years. Whenever I repot my trees like this will have gone into what I call a remix. It'll have been soil when I've repotted my trees. I'll have re-sieved, bit of drainage in the bottom, old brick, terracotta, whatever the case may be. So hence good drainage, plenty of it, broken terracotta pots, whatever. Just make sure you have good drainage. Get out the roots, get the big bits out. Dead root. Start by taking the surface, right, basically the moss that's grown over the last couple of years, and any weed. Take it away. Take moss off the trunk, especially on barked hawthorn, because moss on barked hawthorn can damage your bark, can rot your bark. It's not good. So if you get moss on bark, take it away, buy some moss cleaner, get it off. So I'm gently pulling this soil down to try and find the surface of the root. See what we've got. Hopefully we're going to have a decent amount of root. There's a bit there starting there. Base is getting wider as I'm going down, which is a good thing. Try and tease a bit out on the sides gently. Like I say, this has been a good compost mix in the past. Pumice, lava rock, akadama, bit of compost. Hasn't all broken down yet, so I'll probably end up re-sieving this and using it for some collected material if I get a chance to do a bit collecting this year. I haven't really had a chance this year, except my privet hedge from my daughter's garden. So it's beginning to look like we've got a nice bit of root here, which is good. Bits of fibrous on the side. It's actually, I think this is new root that's produced over the last couple of years from what little was on the top. Looking underneath here, it feels like, let's see, we have, trying, now then, the roots wrapping around the trunk, pretty long. So we have a bit of root around the top, and then we have a gap, and then we come to, if I can lift the root around the bottom, tease it out gently, gently. I think the main root where the tree was originally, there's a bit on there, it's on there. Interesting. That bit there's dead, we'll have that out, get rid of that. So we have this little bit of fibrous on the top, and then we go down into this lump with root, quite a bit of root around there, which is now pretty shallow in there. So the decision we make, do we leave one or the other? If we look further down, we have a nice bit of movement in this base. If we take the higher root away, is there enough root to sustain the tree? I actually think there is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the top area of the root for now. These decisions aren't made lightly, to be honest with you, but if you want a good tree, sometimes you've got to make a decision and stick by your decision. That's the main, that was the root on that tree around the top. Now it looks like you have a little bit of inverse taper, but if you get the right position, it can look a lot wider. And there's still quite a bit of root on what there is to grow. So I'm happy with that. So what we want to do is, I'm not going to prune anything off this root, just because I've already taken off what I think I need to take off. What I am going to do is, I'm going to shorten some of these for now. That'll help compensate for what root we have lost. I'm thinking, looking at the tree, what I've got with the budding and that round here, there's going to be a new branch structure further down. The apex will be made in here, so I don't think we're going to need this long piece. So I'm going to lose that as well. This lump will be carved later and we get movement. The soil's still on the trunk, so that might make the inverse taper go away a little bit more, which it probably will. Yeah. So I'm now going to put this into what we call an air pot, or a pond basket basically. Let's have a look. It's a little bit on the small side for it to grow. We'll go a little bit bigger. That's better. We have a look, see. I'm going to put this into a better compost mix this time, because I think it's got a nice root. It will be an interesting tree. So that's Akadama and Kiryu and a little bit of pumice and lava rock. That's been sieved to the medium size sieve, which I'm going to, to the larger size sieve. So I'm going to put a drainage course in there. The next is the medium sized sieve, which is slightly smaller. It goes through the course of the 3 sieves you buy. That's after the big one. That's after the second one. So the last sieve you put it through, you get that. The second one, you get that. It is a little bit bigger off the other one, which I haven't got the big stuff. I don't need it for this. Then to get this, that is after this has been put through a flower sieve. This is where I use for my shohin mix. Akadama, Kiryu, there's a little bit of chicken grit in there. This is to create a shohin mix, or even some of my accent plants go into this. So that's the course of sieves. This is about 33, 33, 33 Akadama Kiryu pumice. So I'm now going to put a layer of this medium stuff in. I'm going to leave the tree pretty deep for now. I'm going to make sure I get all this fibrous root off the top that's halfway up the tree so we don't get any growth anymore in the wrong places. I'm going to sit this in here, tuck it in nice, put in more than what I need, give it a bit of an angle, check the base so I know I'm going to be looking at it later on. Just tuck that root under there. Chopstick, tease them in, work it into all the fibres. Bit more. Settle it down. There's the key part. A little bit of wire into the little side joint, twist over the top of a heavy branch, pull it in tight, pull them through and just tighten them into the pot. That's not going to rock nowhere, that's not going to rock anywhere. What I do with stuff like this, because this is a very open mix and it's fine, it's pretty fine grained, to fill some of the air gaps or air pockets what might get into there, I always put a last little shovel of my show-hin mix on the top, and that can work its way down the cracks and crevices and fill the gaps. Spread it all about, tap them in, and then it'll get a good watering, and then we'll see how it grows for next year. If you think it's not quite tight enough, just get your wire cutters and give it a little bit of a tweak. Sorry, your gin pliers, wire cutters. I'm losing the plot. Pressure of being on camera, I think. No, we're fine. Just give it a little bit of a twist. That's pretty rigid, so like I say, that's not going to rock. It'll get a water. That's a bit long, so we'll have that off. This will help get more tweak, because it's only going to be a small tree, nice taper. When I get the carving done and it gets a bit more mature, longer branches, there'll be a bit branch selection, a bit shaping. Yeah, that should be a nice little tree in time. It's just a shame it hasn't got old bark, but you can't have everything. It's a good starter tree for a beginner. In a couple of years' time, when it gets itself established, then they've got the pleasure of either styling it in a workshop with me or taking it away and styling it themselves and putting it in a nice pot or whatever. So there you go. Quick repot. Obviously it'll get watered in as it starts to grow. It'll get a lovely good feed over the period of the next year, and then we'll take it from there. See whether I decide to work the tree or sell the tree. It's more than likely I'll sell this tree because I've got a lot of nice big trees. I've just seen a branch in there that is not necessary, so we'll have that off. There you go. thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed a quick video on a repot of raw material. See you later. Bye bye now. It's gone. I finished.